What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to EA for giving me the opportunity to capture and share this FIFA 21 content early. For those of you guys that are like, what? Why him? Why now? I've been streaming weekly on Twitch and regularly involved in the Foot Weekly podcast, links down below, for all of 2020. So it's not entirely out of nowhere, but it's probably still a bit surprising. I've been playing FIFA games since at least 1998, and I've seen a lot of changes over the years. So today, I wanted to count down the top 5 gameplay changes for FIFA 21. Coming in at number 5, we have a brand new feature, Creative Runs, that allows you to take full control of the off-the-ball movement of the AI-directed players. So you can see right here, this is when it's at its absolute best. I tapped L1 and flicked the right stick and sent a player on a run away from the danger area, allowing the AI to recognize there's now space in behind to get into a great space for a header. Manual headers, of course, a new thing this year. I'm still working on those, but we'll talk about those a little bit later. The good, using L1 and the right stick flick to do a directed run. This is when I found this feature to be at its absolute best. You can also do a directed give and go, which we'll see in just a second, and then you can do a player lock where you push in the left stick and the right stick, and you manually just take control over one player. That I'm not gonna show. It wasn't a bad feature, it's not my favorite, and I think that's why this comes in at number 5, because the learning curve here is quite steep. But I will say, playing in High Division 2 during the beta, coming up against a lot of North American pro players, it's a feature that was, when it was used and executed well, I was like, ooh man, this guy is really, really good, and other players just sort of totally ignored it. So it's not something you have to learn, but I think it will be effective in breaking down those park the bus players. That's why Creative Runs coming in at number 5. At number 4, we have manual headers. I told you they were coming back, and it is, honestly, this could be higher on the list in my book. You're going to see some headers here. Great run by KDB. Finds Sissoko at the far post, and he just towers over Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I think what's exciting about this is crossing is very much a part of the game, but because of how manual headers have been changed, or they've been just made to be entirely manual, when you score them, they feel really good because it feels like, yeah, I did that. And when you don't score them, like you saw earlier with Lewandowski, it's like, you know what? That is entirely on me. That is my fault. I didn't put it on target. And also, I think this opens up another style of play and another way to attack. And I will say too, that players that are big and good in the air, and more specifically that have that power header trait, are going to feel really good, and it's going to feel like a major difference when it comes to heading and scoring from crosses with those players. So manual headers for me, great improvement, great addition. Anytime the game can get more manual, the skill graph will change, and that's a good thing. Number 3, smooth encounters. Smooth encounters are an addition that you're not even going to notice. And that's, if you don't notice, it's going to be a success. You can see right here the bounce and the deflection, and it creates a 50-50 opportunity. That's something I feel like hasn't been in FIFA games past. You can see again, there's like a collision, but it feels smooth with the block. And Sadio Mane bumped, misses it. Smooth though, right? And able to get back into play. It's entirely different, and if this feature does its job like it seems to do in the beta, which of course this is not the final build, then it's a major quality of life improvement. You can see 2 blocks, but the blocks don't just necessarily go straight back to the attacking player. They kind of bounce into an area where you can challenge for a 50-50 ball. And that hasn't always felt that way. And so for me, smooth encounters, number 3, quality of life improvement is awesome. Positioning personality coming in at number 2, and this one is a little bit tricky. You can see KDB runs offside here, not the best example, but look at what he does when he gets back onside. He's going into the space that's been created, and that's not necessarily been the way attacking AI has worked in the past. And so this feature is called positioning personality, but really I just call it attacking AI. It's kind of another way that you want to look at it. And you can see how the runs work, and attacking players are constantly trying to find space. And it's down not to players just being world-class players, but it's the attack positioning. And if you remember reading through the pitch notes, they talked about the differences there, and you can feel them attacking. Lionel Messi playing out wide in a 4-3-3 that I was playing would like barely run offside and then get right back onside. And you're gonna actually see a clip from him here. He recognizes that I can attack to the inside, allow room for an overlap, but look what he does. I've got Griezmann that shifts a little bit out, and Messi just sort of hangs in the middle, and then makes a great run in behind the defender for an easy volley. That is really, really encouraging to see. Number one, welcome back to the chip life. Welcome to the chip life, my friends. This is a thing that was just so disappointing last year, and for those of you guys that know me even a little bit, you know that I am always about a good chip if I can get it. And chipping this year, similar to headers in many ways, just feels really, really rewarding. This is just an amazing chip there from Griezmann, even with the weaker right foot. I should note that weak foot also feels improved. Griezmann was scoring chances with his 3-star right foot, and it was a 3-star in the beta build. I don't know what it'll be in the full build, but was scoring chances that you'd expect him to score even on his weaker foot. So I'd say that's encouraging as well. Maybe 5-star weak foot, not as important, but chip shots are a really viable way of scoring. Now, if you force it every time, they're not going to work out for you. So I wouldn't go as far as to say it's broken, but you can see Lewandowski breaking free right here. This little dink over the keeper from those angles, yes, it was doable in past years, but it didn't quite feel as good. So the trajectory, the physics, everything associated with that has been drastically improved. And for me, as a fan of the chip, that's why we're coming in at number one. The only other feature that I think may be worth an honorable mention here, the new D-pad team press instruction, where they do it automatically and it only lasts for a short amount of time, means you can really trap the opposition players in. You can really press them, force errors, and it makes it so playing possession is just kind of tricky. So another, honorable mention to look for on this list. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and a breakdown of 5 new features that I'm excited about. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I will plan to have some more videos coming up here in the next few weeks. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.